Hey guys, Opal here and welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for today's video because I have completed my full Storybook-Vale. These are some of my favorite builds that I've done in the game. Obviously not all my favorite builds, but a lot of these I really love, so it's kind of a bittersweet moment. I'm so excited to show you all the builds all together, but also kind of sad because I will be tearing this down tomorrow. But yeah. Starting off with the bind, this is quite an old build, but I really love it. This is not the first bind build I did here. I did tear down a previous build to make space for this one, and I do love this one a little bit more. It's more like city core-esque, but it's got a good like harvest kind of vibe to it, which I think is perfect for the bind. I have this little park sort of area over here with lots of tables and chairs and yeah, just lots of pumpkins and orange things. Over here I have this little market stall in front of my house, which I think is so cute. It's so cluttered on there, which I love. And then over here we just have the Mike and Sully apartments, which I think go so good together. There was this weird little area back here, so I kind of just put a picnic blanket and some random things, but I think it looks cute. Little cozy corner kind of vibes. We have another little store there with the apples on it, and then coming through the side entrance you can get to Mythopia, but then you can also come back around to the little park area. I would like to say that this whole vale, this is like the full item limit, so there is parts where I do wish that I could have put more. Unfortunately, I am capped. As you can kind of see too, like me walking around, like it is a little bit laggy because of that. So I really cannot be putting more. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't, but yeah. I'll kind of point out the areas where I wanted to put more, but this is the second side of my bind, and I did this like a kind of train sort of vibe. So I have two trains and a big train track, and this is kind of the main feature. This is a newer build, and I was really cautious about my item limit, so there is spaces that I wish that I could fill up more. Through here is like an older build. Don't mind that empty bit there. But this is an older build, and it's just like a little farm area. I have my ancient machines, and I use this area to kind of collect, you know, things from the Vale and kind of stock up. I do have a little cooking area over here. I have a crafting area, and also like a big storage area down the side there, and also my stall. So it's just a good area where I have everything. It just kind of keeps me quite organized. Back through this side is quite basic, but it's kind of cute. I just did this like walkway, and then I have my fountain over this side, and it does connect back into that little like harvest area, which I really love. I will be showing like overview kind of angles for all of the builds. They're not super cinematic or like the perfect angles of everything, but I didn't want this video to be 1,000 hours long, and all of my builds are all up on my channel. They're either in a live stream or a speed build. A lot of these are speed builds, so you can find them there if you want to see more in detail. I did end up doing a little bit of decoration in the inside area, not much, just this little area. I wish that I could have done more, but yeah. So yeah, I just showed that, but now we're moving on to the bind, which, no, not the bind. I was going to say the Mythopia, and then I said the bind. The wild Tangle. I cannot remember the name of this for the life of me, but yeah, moving on to this little area. This is another one of those little harvest areas that I have. Really just keeps me in check, keeps my resources going, and yeah, it just makes my life a little bit easier. I do have like one of these in every kind of biome, which I absolutely adore, and I'm definitely for my next Vale build going to be doing this again because yeah, it was just so easy and so convenient. Here's with the lights kind of off, I guess the daylight off at nighttime, because I think it looks really pretty. But yeah, here's some overview shots of this. This is such a small area, but you can really fit so much in here. And yeah, I just love how like over decorated it is, but how functional it all is too. My next build is a Hades build, and it was actually so fun. This is earlier build, and then I built off of it very recently. So yeah, this is all like a new kind of extension of this build. I have this big main kind of entrance area with this big fountain, and then coming through here is like the old build, well, the original build, and I just have these like entrances, and we come in and we have this big statue area. Ursula's house is meant to be like in the water here, but I forgot to put it back, but yeah, just pretend that's there. And then on the other side we have Hades with all of his stuff. I don't know, he's just made statues of himself because he loves himself. But yeah, back through here we have kind of really similar vibes, but it's lots of like big clusters of foliage and then some little pieces on the side. Through here we have a little like statue kind of area again, just very elegant, but I love all like the green kind of popping through. And then on the other side I have this little like, I guess I'd call it like a shrine area. I don't really know what else to call it, but originally I thought it would be like a coffin, but it didn't really look like that, so yeah. And then we have access to my mining node. Now, I would like to say that I don't really care about my mining nodes being blocked. They're usually blocked, so just saying that now. It's not a completely functional Vale, but you know, it's fine. Most of them are accessible, some of them aren't, and yeah, I prioritize cuteness over functionality, but yeah. Here's some overview shots of my Hades build. I can't wait to show you the next one because I think that the builds for this biome really get better as we go on. Here's a little view at night. I also think this one looks really pretty at night. Not all of them do. I only show like these two at night because they're the ones with the most light. If you want to see them at night, I probably have them in the speed build, but yeah. This is my next build, and this is my Alice in Wonderland area. I absolutely love it. It's a very old build, very cluttered. This was before I had to worry about my item count. So as you can see, the floors are really covered in flowers, which I absolutely adore so much. I love all the pink vibes. I really want to try and recreate this in my next Valley build. We are getting Alice and Cheshire Cat kind of soon, so maybe I can wait for that. But yeah, super like pretty and floral, and I do like a little Candyland area kind of at the back of this because this is kind of like Candyland / Alice in Wonderland. I have a little picnic area here, and then coming through is my like Candyland food court, I'm gonna say it is. So I just have lots of pretty foods on the table, and then we have this little setup where you can buy all of that candy. And yeah, I finally used this bing bong stand, which, my goodness, I have never used that before. This is the only time I've ever used it, so I'm super glad that I finally made use of it. This bit is functional, it's just a bit squishy. I just wanted to show you that. But yeah, here's some overview shots of this build. This build was so fun to create, and I don't even think it took me that long. Most of my builds take around, I'd say 2 hours to maybe 4 hours, maybe 5 hours if I'm like really hitting my head against a wall. But yeah, usually they're quite small builds, like they don't take much time. I think this one was on the smaller side, like maybe 2 hours, 1.5 hours. I would actually probably say that most of my builds only take 1.5 hours, but yeah, this was one of those builds that I was banging my head against the wall a lot, but it turned out to be one of my favorite builds. I absolutely love it. This is like a medieval style build. I used all of the castle walls to make little like houses and then tried to decorate inside. This one is decorated inside. Obviously with my item limit I could only decorate this one on the inside, but I did like a witchy kind of store, like bookstore. Down here we have a couple of random markets, and we have our little portal thing, well, that's what it's called. And I just did some small decorations on the side. Like I said, I wish I could decorate this more. I just really couldn't. This is my little horse stable. Obviously, we don't have horses. I was thinking about putting Pegasus in here, which would have been a really cute touch. I really should have done that. But yeah, I really love how the stable turned out. It was like a really random idea that I had, but it turned out super cute. Coming through here on the side here is like, this was meant to be like a bar. I did put 2 items inside, but Like I said, couldn't decorate the inside, did do a little bit of decoration on the outside. And then we have lots more like stalls and things here. That's the original fortress back there, which is super cute, and I think it just blends in so well. And then over here we have the kind of like, I don't know, like town center vibe with this little cottage on the side with a little garden, which I think is so cute. Yeah, that house in there, that's not decorated at all, unfortunately, but my original plan was to use this and like make it into a store, and then this a separate store, and then the back room here, that was meant to be like a storage room for the store. It would have been so cute if it was properly done. Maybe I'll redo this, but do it one of my first builds so I can really detail it and not worry about hitting the object limit. But yeah, here's some overview shots of this build. This little bookstore is like my favorite, one of my favorite bits of this build. I just think it's so cute. I also just think that the walls are such a fun thing to decorate with. I mean, they're just so versatile and you can really do so much with them. I really enjoyed making that stable. Like I said, I was really hitting my head against the wall building this for the first time, but the second time we did a separate live stream a couple days later and I worked on it and it wasn't too bad. Just the layout was quite hard, and you know, making it seem like really medieval using the same sort of like walls everywhere was quite challenging. But yeah, the next build coming up is the biggest and probably the best. So I'm super excited to show that. It's got kind of similar vibes, but not really. This is my fairy castle. First, I'll show you the kind of outside. So going this way, we get back to the biome we were just in, and it's quite simple. I didn't do any pathing. I just did some rocks for the pathing and lots of foliage. I think it looks really cute, and it's just really simple, which I really like. It doesn't take away from the kind of grand entrance that we have here. Coming in the middle though, I have like a throne room, which I think is so cute. It's like very like overgrown. I have trees inside the castle, which doesn't really make any sense, but they're fairies, so I feel like they don't have a roof because they fly, and it just makes sense like that. But yeah, I just have these little foliage areas, lots of fountains, lots of floral kind of touches. Back here is not really anything but like a back entrance to that big vine. This is like a little study area with some desks and some bookshelves. It's quite hard to like see inside because everything's quite squishy, but this is my outdoor area. I've got a little bit of storage and the pumpkin house with a little bit of a farm. This back area, please excuse all the clipping of all my Touch of Magic items. I really don't know what went wrong, but all of my Touch of Magic items just kind of messed up and they're doing this weird flickering thing, so I don't really know. But this is meant to be like a lost, forgotten forest kind of vibe. But yeah, coming back through here, we have a little like well area, and then it just joins back up to that main entrance. But we still have to show the whole other side of the castle, which I think is probably cuter than the other side. So it's all laid out basically the exact same on both sides. We just have different rooms. This is the only room that's very similar to the other side. So I did a study on the other side and then a library on this side, only because they're walkways, so I really don't want to put too much clutter. This is the kitchen, and excuse that Touch of Magic fridge. I don't know what went wrong there either. This is the kids' room. I'm not too happy about it. It doesn't look that cute, but we don't have that many like cute kids items that fit the medieval theme, so I really tried. And this is the main bedroom, which is beautiful, filled with La Bouffe furniture, which really adds a really nice touch. And this is an overview of this build. It's just so ginormous, but honestly this build did not take me a very long time. I would say 2 hours, maybe even less honestly, which is quite surprising because it's so massive, so it feels like it should have taken way longer. And most of the time on live stream I was getting distracted and not even doing the build, so it's pretty good honestly. Moving on though, this is our last blue biome. I don't know the name of it, blue biome build, but we're going to be moving on to Mythopia next, which is which is really fun. Very different vibes from this blue biome. I really cannot remember the name of that, but yeah. This is my Mythopia and I absolutely love it. This is one of the last builds I did on this side of this biome. Unfortunately, like I said, the item limit, so it's very plain Jane, but I did really try and make it still look cute. In this little area we did a little orchard, I'll show you that, but this is kind of just the pathway to the next biome. It really did try and make it look cute without using too many items. I tried in the orchard to put a couple of decorations here and there. Obviously it's sparse. I didn't really care about this area, so I just did little bits here and there, but I think it came together quite nicely. But yeah, through this other side we have Merida's house, and then behind there we have a Mulan area, which is like a Mulan area, but I don't have Mulan there, so it's kind of like themed around her, but she's not actually there. I do have Tiana's house, where Mulan's house used to be, but I moved her to my main valley because I did a better area than this. But yeah, I did do a little market on the side here, which I think looks really cute, quite small and tucked away. I like the vibes of it, and it's quite decorated too. And we did like a little like art kind of area on the other side of this build too, which I really love. I think it's really cute. Just past here, and I just put some like clay pottery stuff and then some like writing stuff on the side. I really like it. I think it's really cute. Unfortunately, Sully's kind of like blocking it, but you get the vibes of it. Over here is just our entrance into the next build, but yeah, it's quite basic, but it does the job really well. Here's some overview shots of this build. Like I said, it's just hard with the item limit. I feel really sorry for people on Switch. Storybook-Vale is the only place that I really struggle with the item limit. I have the same trouble in my main valley, but like you can always make it work. And you know, like even in my main valley I usually use like lots of small rocks. I didn't even do that here, so I don't really know. I think it's just a way bigger space and area. This is the next build. This is my kind of garden build. So this is kind of Japanese inspired. This one's more like Middle Eastern inspired. I'm gonna say really loosely inspired by, because we don't have that many like items that, you know, fit that super well. Yeah, obviously I use a lot of Mulan stuff here, but it does kind of remind me of like kind of a Japanese style, so I did use all of that stuff there. And then through here is more like a Greek kind of inspired garden sort of build. This one's a bit bigger. This one was like the main build that I did, and then those other ones were just like little offshoots to kind of fill in the space. But yeah, I really love how this whole biome turned out. It's very different, and I loved the use of the little grass rugs to bring in some more green into this biome. I'm gonna kind of walk around at the corners of this build, because I did do like little tiny builds on the sides of this, because I didn't just want to put foliage there. I did this like long kind of seating area up the front here, which I think looks so elegant. And then to the side here I did lots of foliage, but then I also did a little picnic area, which I really love. I think it's really cute, and it's a good kind of transition into the other area with the big jungle trees. Over this side is quite similar, except I did little clusters of trees and foliage, and then I did a little kind of main sitting area. Don't ask me what's on the table, that was just what was in my inventory. But yeah, and then we just have the kind of like pathways into the other biomes, and sort of similar vibes to the other area with the seating. But yeah, here's some overview of this build. Not the best overview, but it gives you a good idea on like how everything is laid out. Absolutely love this little side area with like all the jungle trees. I just think it's so fun, and I'm really glad I did it. I do wish that I like cluttered up that table. Really do wish that I did that. But yeah, hopefully in my next Vale build I'll, you know, be thinking more about the item limit in my first couple of builds, so I don't get like stuck right at the end. But yeah, moving on, this is I don't know where this biome is, I'm very sorry, but it's just a small little, oh no, this is right off that first biome. This is like a Merlin inspired area. Very floral, very pink, and I just think his house looks really good in this biome, so I had to put him here. It's quite small. I just dedicated this whole little area for him. I do have a little like topiary thing here with some marble seating, and then through here, which I accidentally blocked off, so just moving that, I have this mansion area which is kind of hidden away. It's kind of a weird spot for it, honestly, but I do really love the vibe. I have this big fountain at the front. I just made it really symmetrical and really pretty, and I love how it turned out. I'd love to redo this build and do it in like a much bigger space, so I had a lot more room. This biome's kind of weird because it's like 3 different builds in one. So coming through here, I did this weird area where I had like the man cave kind of houses. So I have Gaston and Flynn and this is their little village that I made for them. I think it's pretty cute. It's got like quite rustic vibes, but that's the vibe of their house, so I think it kind of matches really well. We got Flynn here. This is the only place where I use that like really rocky like pathway, but I really love it. And then we have the Snuggly Duckling tavern, which I actually did decorate as like a proper tavern. So I will show that because it's kind of part of this build and like the inspiration of this build anyway. This is the tavern. I think it's really cute. This is like just the man cave, you know? Come on, it's like a village, but like just for them. And I think it's cute because I feel like they'd be absolute besties. Here's an overview of this kind of weird biome with like 3 different builds smushed into it, but it's kind of a weird biome anyway with all the different like entryways and like how it's kind of blocked off in the middle. So I think this was like a fun way to kind of use this space and let me kind of do a little bit more creative things because I didn't have to, you know, fill up the whole space with one specific style or theme. But yeah, this Merlin area is definitely probably my favorite area of this biome. I do really love it, and I would love to do that kind of style in a whole biome eventually, maybe in my next build. This is the next little area, and this is my last little collection area or like harvest area. Here's where I have my workstation. We have the ancient machine areas for my gardening and the stall. I do have a little chest to just drop things off when my inventory's full. I just find it so helpful to have these little areas, and I wish that the main valley was like laid out like our Eternity Isle and Storybook-Vale, because I'd love to do these little areas in the main valley, but unfortunately you just can't really because it's just too noticeable. These are kind of like secluded, so you can't really see them from other biomes. But yeah, here's a little overview of this build. I think it's really cute, and I think it doesn't like, it just shows that it doesn't have to be ugly for things to be functional. Like, I do really like this, and I think it is really cute. This is the second to last build though. The last build is one of my favorites. And this is it. This is my pirate build, which, yeah, honestly, didn't take too long either. My favorite builds, I feel like, are the ones that don't take long, because it kind of flows. I have that little pirate stash kind of area with lots of gems. Through here, I have this like big area with like a full river / pond. I have a market area over here, which I think is really cute. I really cluttered it up. Don't know why I put those sullies there. Don't ask me that. I don't even know why I have those there. But yeah, the stalls are really cute and like quite cluttered. I have that little table filled with stuff. I did these touch of magic bridges, and I know they don't look the best, but I did really try. I think they work well for what they are, but I do think they could look cuter. But yeah, I have a little archery area, a little sitting area. Overall, I just really love this build. I think it's really fun. This area is not that decorated, but it's got a couple of little sitting areas and like just places to hang out. And then through here we have the seaside villa, and on the other side I did a little camping area, which I really, really love. I think it's really cute. So I just put some tents and some kind of camping gear, put a bit of clutter. I really love it. I just think it's really cute. And then we have some like storage boxes back there. And this pathing goes all the way around to the other side, so it is very functional. We have another bridge here that leads back to the kind of treasure area. Here's some overview of this build. I just think it's so cute. And I mean, look at that big water rug feature. You can also just walk over it too, which is super cool. But nothing spawns there, which is really amazing. It does really bother me though that characters will walk through it. So that's one thing. You could probably put some like cologne bottles like on the bridge bit, and then they wouldn't walk through it if you were going to like recreate this, or you didn't want villagers walking on your water. But yeah, that is literally my whole Storybook-Vale. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have completed your own Storybook-Vale, you should really post some photos in the Discord. I'd love to see. Even if it's just pieces of your Storybook-Vale, the link to the Discord is in the description. I'd absolutely love to see it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to do another Storybook-Vale. Hopefully next time will be way better, and I'll kind of organize and make sure that I'm not using all of my item limit on just certain biomes and kind of spread it out a bit more evenly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this far. I hope you have a really good rest of your day. Bye bye.